of these just came across my desk, so I figured it'd be a good opportunity to make a video on it. And let's explore a common question that many contractors frequently come across and ask. And that is, what's the difference between a blanket additional insured and a schedule additional insured? And why do some companies prefer to be specifically named? So let's clarify this topic a little bit. Starting with a blanket additional insured, this type of coverage is designed for flexibility and speed. When a contractor enters into a contract that requires them to add another entity as an additional insured, this coverage is activated automatically as long as there's a contract in place. Contractors benefit from this method because it simplifies the process. Typically, it's more cost effective, and there's no need to contact the carriers directly to have this additional insured added. So it saves a lot of time in the process, and certificates can typically be generated much quicker for you to get out to your certificate holder. However, the flexibility doesn't necessarily satisfy every certificate holder you'll be dealing with. That brings us to the scheduled additional insured. This requires that the insurance company add each individual insured by name on the policy and issue an official endorsement to the policy. This method involves more paperwork. It offers greater certainty for those who are acquiring it. But because of that, typically it can take much longer to receive these endorsements. Whereas, we can typically get blanket additional insureds out, within a few hours for you. When we have to schedule it, it typically takes however long. It depends on the carrier. Some carriers can get it out for you in a few days. Some take 10 to up to 30 business days to process. So it's much more cumbersome from that standpoint. And it can also come with extra fees depending on the carrier. But why do certain companies insist on being specifically named instead of accepting the blanket coverage? Well, there's several reasons. The first is they want certainty, preferring to have their name clearly stated on the policy to ensure that they are genuinely covered. The second is that schedule endorsements help avoid disputes over whether there's a requirement for additional insured status or not. And third, it allows them to control specific terms of coverage such as primary, non-contributory, waivers of subrogation, etc. And the last piece is just some industries, depending on who you're working with, including large corporations or government entities, municipalities, have stringent insurance requirements which will require these specific additional insureds. If you encounter a situation where a certificate holder insists on scheduling additional insured coverage, remember that it is not necessarily about requiring more coverage of you. It's more about ensuring clarity and certainty in their protection. I hope this explanation helps clarify some of that and helps cause a little less frustration for you in the future.